Okay, so my top tips are make sure you've charged it up. The phone as well will lose charge fairly rapidly, so again, make sure your phone is charged up. The other thing that I found most annoying sometimes is how you hold it. So obviously if I'm wanting to look at a house over here, or the ceiling or something, I want the lenses pointing that way. So as I said before, make sure the camera is plugged in this way, not the other way, so that you're looking at yourself. So if you can see my face there, then that's what you're looking for. And notice I'm holding it with the camera at the top, and that I've found is the easiest way of holding it, because otherwise if you hold it this way round, you're sort of, well, first of all, you've got your hand in the way, so you end up having to put your hand up here or something, and then you have a danger of pressing a button that then resets the app or something. So I've found it easiest to hold it like that, and then you're less danger of pressing a button along the side of the smartphone and messing up and having to start again. The only thing I have found with certainly an iOS is, if I turn it onto my face, you can see the image is the right way up, but the actual spot temperature and the little colour code thing is the wrong way up. So for some reason the app doesn't flip the numbers, but that's not a problem. It's much easier holding it like this. So they would be my top tips for using it. A few things that I've discovered in my journeys around people's houses using the camera. One thing is to be careful how you interpret what you're seeing. Be aware, for example, that you will see what appears to be a cold spot up the corner, where two walls meet. There'll be a blue line up corner, and that's normal, something to do with the way the air congregates around the corner of a room or something. So that's not a problem. It's when you're looking at ceilings, which is where you might find cold spots that are more obvious, or around windows and doors. The other thing is to, I guess, if you're going outside and look around the outside of the building, you might find hot spots, i.e. where heat is leaking out. Because ideally what you need to do these kind of looks around people's homes is it needs to be warm inside and cold outside, so you've got a difference. You want a really cold loft. I can remember going around maybe a couple of people actually who kind of said, well, surely you need a warm loft, and it's like, no, you want the coldest loft you can possibly get, because you don't want any of the heat from your house escaping into a loft and then out through the roof. Beware also of cowboys who might come and offer you to spray the inside of your roof, because there are potentially loading issues there, and it's much more expensive than just buying some insulation roll from Wix or somewhere and just doing it yourself on top of existing insulation, for example. In terms of hotspots, I can remember seeing obvious hotspots coming out underneath a room built above a garage, where there was a vent there, and that was presumably to stop damp. So again, you know, before you make any recommendations or whatever, I'm personally not a structural engineer or a buildings expert, so I'm not going to recommend that you block up a vent or something, because that will probably lead to damp. So the discussion we had there was, well, perhaps you could consider having a thicker underlay on your carpet to provide some insulation on this cold room that was sitting above a garage. Following on from top tips, the final thing to be aware of is if you've got a case around your phone and you're having trouble getting the connection to the bottom of your smartphone, there is a rolling thing that you can roll here, and I don't know if you can see that, but the connector is pushing outwards so that you've now got enough space to put it in the bottom of your smartphone and not snag against the case.